Alright, folks, it is Dash Mini Week, and this week we're going to be making low carb, keto, chaffles, and waffles and such. Stay tuned. Alright, folks, so it's time to make our low carb, keto friendly batter. This time we are not going to be making the chaffles because there will be no cheese in this recipe. We are going to opt to make it without it because I kind of prefer it without the cheese, but we will be using the egg, and for this I am using 2 very large duck eggs. And if you don't have 2 duck eggs, then adjust with either large or medium-sized chicken eggs, and that should be just fine doing it that way. But I want to make a lot of batter, and I have access to ducks, so I am using 2 large duck eggs. Alright, so with that being said, I clean up the mess that I made with my duck eggs. Oh my goodness. I'm so ill prepared, but we got this. We can get this done. Yeah, I think it's going to be fine. Alright, so now I'm just going over to the other side of the counter there to get my hand mixer because I forgot to set it out. But it is an important part of this process. I like using it to mix my batter up to a real fine consistency. It seems to always work out better that way in my waffles and chaffle recipes. Alright, so I'm just going to bust up the yolks here, and the membranes of a duck can be a little tougher than a chicken sometimes, but we don't need to fully incorporate it too much with the whisk because we will be using the hand mixer for this application anyway. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my almond flour, and I'm using the Walmart brand almond flour. It's a pretty good flour, and it's not very expensive, compared to some of the other almond flours that I've used. And I'm going to use about 4 tablespoons of this almond flour in here. Alright, that's 2, and then 3, I guess we'll just go with 3. Alright, so I'm going to go with about a half a teaspoon of coconut flour to give a little bit of the coconut flavor in there, and to add a little bit more flour as well to give a little more bulk, because this application can be runny, so I'm going to give it a little more bulk here. Alright, so now I'm just washing off my utensils here. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some of this Lakanto monk fruit sweetener, the golden, in there because I like a little sweetness to my waffles. And I'm going to use a whole heaping tablespoon of this because I really like the sweetness in my waffles, and I love the taste of monk fruit, especially this golden blend. It seems to be really sweet. I love it. And we're going to be using this almond silk here. It's unsweetened, and it's the vanilla version to give a little bit of that vanilla flavor in there as well. And I'm just going to use a tablespoon of this. I'm going to pour it over that little bit of monk fruit left in there, and hopefully it all got in there. Alright. Alright, I'm just going to seal up my bags here. Then we're going to take our hand mixer and we're going to mix up this batter to a real fine runny consistency. Now if you want your waffles to rise, you could add a little baking powder in there, and that is something I will do later in the week, but we're just making some basic waffles here that are low carb, keto friendly. And for this I'll be using my Dash Mini waffle maker, my silver one. I actually have 2 of them, but I'm only using the one this time because I got a lot of plans and stuff for the week to do with the Dash Minis, and this is going to be a series based on the Dash Minis and waffles, chaffles, and such. So today we're just making some very basic waffles 101 with latchkey. Alright, so now I'm going to get me a spoon and I'm going to add a good little amount of lard in there. Now the lard is important because it's going to help it to keep from sticking. If you don't want to use lard, you can use coconut oil or whatever oil you like that you prefer to use, because it does help with the process of it not sticking to your griddle. Alright, so now we're going to wash that off one more time, and we should be done with the mixing, and now it's on to the waffle making. So I'm just going to pour this till it's full into the waffle maker, and then once it is full enough, we're gonna take I got some cooking utensils here that I got from Dollar General that are silicone coated. I love these things, and they don't cost very much. You can get them in different colors there if you like them. I've got this purple a few years back, which they don't sell anymore, but they do sell some colors of it still. They got a whole set. They got the tongs, the spoon, the whisk, the whole 9 yards. Little spatula, which you'll see me use in a minute. So right now the steam is just rising from my Dash Mini waffle maker, and we're just going to let it steam up a bit. And when the steam slows down, we're going to check it and see if it's to our liking, and then we're going to take it off of there and we're going to put it on this here paper plate. Alright. Yeah, it's just a waiting game. It's still steaming pretty good right now, so we're going to leave it a little bit longer. While we're doing that, we're going to close up our almond milk, and you see the light went off on the Dash Mini. That means it has stepped down from its cooking process. It does that in order to keep things from burning, and that's about the perfect consistency, like I like it right there. See how the oil just helps it come right off, and we got a perfect waffle right there, keto friendly and everything. Well, you know, so we're just going to make a second one like that. Yeah, repeat the process over again, and then we're gonna have plenty of batter left over, and we're gonna do some other stuff to that, so you can see how versatile this really is right here, what I am doing. So while that one's cooking up, I'm just going to show you how good this waffle turned out. I mean, it is a soft waffle. We will be doing crunchier waffles later in the week, but this is just a good vehicle for some butter and syrup at this point. So now we're taking our second waffle off of here, and there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, so next I'm going to show you how versatile this batter that I mixed up is. I'm going to get some of my sugar-free syrup that's in the refrigerator here, and I'm going to add a little bit of it. This is the brown sugar and cinnamon. It's made by Tarani, and we're going to pour a little bit of that in there to incorporate some of that flavor as well. And boy, does it come through in this batter, I'm telling you what. So we just put it in one more time, and we're going to change the flavor profile of it a little bit just by adding in a little bit of sugar-free syrup. You can use the Tarani like I use, or you can use Skinny Syrup or Walden's Farms or any of the sugar-free, keto approved, or keto or low carb, whatever your case may be. I do things a little on the dirty side, so Tarani is just fine for my applications, and I love the flavors. So we got that one made, and so now for a little more versatility, got all those flavor profiles in there. I'm just going to add a little bit of Hershey's cocoa in there for my last two low carb keto waffles. And it looks like it is about time for some new cocoa powder. But I'm gonna whisk this in there pretty good. I could blend it, but I'm just gonna whisk it in there to give it a little bit of a more chocolatey flavor. And the sweeteners are already in the batter with the zero carb sugar, or the zero sugar. It does have 1 carb per serving, y'all, so be careful with the Tirani. But yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So now that we've got our cocoa powder all incorporated in there, it is time to make a chocolatey waffle. And then how chocolatey you want it is up to you. I wanted a light chocolatey waffle, so that's what we went for here. And we're just going to take our spoon and cover the batter over the little divots there to ensure that it does not have any holes in it once it cooks. Alright, looks good to me. Alright, so now it's the waiting game with this one, and then we'll make one more. Yep, just be sure to clean up after yourself, putting the cocoa powder back in the cabinet because we're done with it. Alright, so that first one's done. We're going to take our little mini spatula here. Like I said, I love these little tools. Get them at the Dollar Tree. Alright, look at there. Now we got us a little chocolatey waffle going along with the rest of our flavor profiles. The vanilla, the brown sugar and cinnamon one. And I think we need one more chocolatey waffle for this stack. What do you think? Sound good to y'all? Yeah, I like the sound of it myself, but and it's okay if you have a little left over. There's not really enough left to make another waffle, so I'm just gonna wash out the rest of that batter because we are all done after this one cooks up. So now it's the waiting game one more time, so we'll just let this one cook up here, and that will make 5 waffles in total. And I'm here to tell you, if that don't fill you up, you know, throw in some sausage and some scrambled eggs with this, and you got a perfect breakfast type of situation going on. Okay. Alright, so now it is time to put some butter on our waffles while we're letting this last one cook up. Get things prepared, get things ready. We're just going to spread a little butter on each one of these. And yeah, because nothing goes better with waffles and pancakes than a little butter and syrup. For some reason, the two go hand in hand, and I got to have both on there. I got to have a little bit of both on there, folks. Man, I'm here to tell you what, this kitchen is smelling like heaven right now. All I smell is waffly goodness. And I cannot wait to dive into them with a fork. Alright, so those are buttered up. We got one more to go. Oh boy, look at that. Look at that. So you can't beat using a little bit of oil of some sort in there to keep them from sticking to your waffle maker. It is a big must do. If you don't do that, you can spray it, but you know it's better for me, and it makes the waffles taste better with it in there actually. So it's a no-brainer. I just make sure I put that in there every single time. All right, so we all buttered up. Now all we need is some sugar-free syrup, which I have in the refrigerator here, and I just got this. Commercial brand here, nothing too special about it. I think it does have some carbs in it, but yeah, it's okay for this application. We're gonna use it. I need to pick me up some more of that Walden Farms. I really like the flavors of those sugar-free syrups, so they're a little on the expensive side, but they're worth it. So there, we got us a little syrup going on, some butter, and look at that stack. I didn't color coordinate my stacks good enough here. Let me fix that real quick for everyone. My daughter is getting curious. She smells all this going on, and I offered to make her some waffles, but she said no. But some 17-year-olds, they got to get on camera. Yeah, and yeah, there we go. First bite. Man, That is some waffly tasting heaven right there, folks. I give it 2 thumbs up. Alright, so this has been my experience making my waffle batter up for y'all. It's pretty easy to do. Give it a try out for yourself, and if you like it, let me know in the comments. Alright folks, until tomorrow, y'all have a good one.